Hi and welcome to this week's episode of Split the E podcast. I take artists and entertainers out for a Guinness and to get to know them a little bit better. My guest this week is a rock band, pop band, Fionn.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, brilliant. So on the podcast, there's a drinking game called Split the G. I like to call it Split the E. So I split the entertainment of Vancouver City. But we go for the middle of the G and the middle of the E. Are you ready?
Oh, wow.
I have not. I've tried this many a times,
Have you
and
succeeded?
I think
Have
no
No?
success yet.
All right,
Really?
cheers.
So maybe.
What about yourself?
I've never tried. This is the first time.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm excited.
beginner's luck.
Okay.
Oh, no. I'm so bad. Oh, you got it!
I did.
Yes! Oh, unreal. How about yourself?
No, mine was pathetic. I got like
No, because you have to drink way more than you think you need to. That's the thing.
I had no like bearings. Like I felt like I was
Yeah,
like
I've had
underwater
practice.
with my eyes closed. I
Jesus
had no
Christ.
idea.
I have practice and I never get it. Like. I need to change the...
I think it's just slightly above it.
Oh, we give it to you.
We'll
we
give it to.
you. Yeah.
No.
Put it on a slant.
Yeah, exactly.
You win. You win.
Yes.
Take the win.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, no, that's sick. Chuff. I'm absolutely sick. Life and being in a band and being sisters and twins and how, obviously I was going to say how did it all become, how did you get into becoming a band? But your influence from your parents, right?
Yes. So our dad actually came from Ireland to Canada in a show band in the 70s. And then he met our mom teaching at a piano school in Vancouver. And they wrote piano books for children together.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they were called Beanstalk books. And they did like a whole series. And then my mom ended up opening a piano school. And my dad went to law school, but they still like held on to their love of music and passed it on to us. So when we were like, we want to be musicians, they were like, okay,
Here's
we'll
a
help
book.
you. Yeah, here's a book. Here's a book we wrote. But yeah, so they were always really supportive of the dream. And yeah, so here we are. We were really lucky to have them to help us at such a young age.
What was it like? Do you know how like some parents can be like pushy? Was it pushy with you, or was it just like because it was there? It's kind of like piano, any instruments.
I mean, I think it was like they only pushed us when we declared that we wanted to be singers, like in a band.
Yeah.
Because I think, like obviously because they were music teachers, they were like, well, if you want to be good, like you have to practice, like
Yeah.
you have to like actually get out there.
Yeah.
But I think I think that there were a few times when they were like, you have to go busking, and we were like, oh, we don't feel like it, and they're like, but don't you want to be like performers? And we were like, okay, yeah, you're probably right, you know. And so like they basically got us into the habit of like performing every weekend and like practicing a lot, and it was it was great.
When you were practicing, at what age were you going out busking then?
So yeah, when we told our parents that we wanted to be singers, and I guess they saw the potential, like especially our mom being like, our mom's like a business lady, you know. She's very business minded, and she's like, okay, well, like if you want to be good, you have to get out there. So she signed us up to get busking licenses at Granville Island when we were like 13, 14. And she would drive us down every Sunday, and we'd be like so scared, and we were like, because you know it's very intimidating. Like even
Granville
adults,
Market is busy,
it's busy, and even adults would struggle with that, like getting up in front of a room full of people that don't expect entertainment, and then having to just be like, here I am singing a song, and it was but it ultimately like, it helped us so much. Like that's how we started getting gigs. Like our first ever gig was for this Christmas party for a mining company. And
really?
we were the entertainment. We were like 8th grade. We were like 13. And yeah, it was our first paid gig. And after we'd finished the gig, they let us go to the back and make gingerbread houses with all the kids of the miners.
Score.
Yeah, score, yes.
Getting paid and gingerbread.
Yeah, and gingerbread.
Oh, unreal.
So like, yeah, and from then, that's where all of our gigs came from throughout our like teenage years, was busking, and then word of mouth through that. And
So the initial push was like, because I mean, obviously we were scared, so you know our parents were like, no, you gotta try it, like you gotta push yourself sometimes, and like that really did at the end of the day pay off and like help.
They obviously knew that you were ready to do it. Like, at what age did you even pick up an instrument?
we picked up piano when we were kids, but we couldn't really sit still on a bench as kids, like very, very hyperactive.
Yeah, classical music was really like rigid for us because we were like insanely energetic children. So I think
kind of phased out a little bit, like, and just the classical training just didn't like really work for us. So when we were 12, we decided that we wanted to play guitar like Taylor Swift. So our dad actually bought us a little pink guitar that we shared and took guitar lessons, and then from then on, like, then we were inspired to kind of like sing and play guitar at the same time. And then I think it took about like a year of us kind of like learning to harmonize with each other and like learning songs before my parents were like, okay, we think you're ready to like go out and start busking. Yeah, they wouldn't have sent us out there if they didn't think that we were ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You'll fail. No, don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Was it always the two of you doing it together? Because like we were talking before the podcast, my older brother, we're doing the whole podcast together. It's really easy and we work as a team. I can imagine it's the same for you. How was that decision?
Yeah, I mean, when we first started the band way back, like we told our parents like we want to be separate, like we want to sing our own songs, and our parents were like, well, you guys are more powerful together, like you can sing together, harmonize together. And ultimately I feel like they were right, you know, like it's also like the journey of a musician can be a bit of a lonely one. And it's, you know, the music industry is like, it's scary, you know. So like,
just like going out to Granville Island for the first time, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, there's a lot you experience, like really high moments, and you experience really low moments as well.
That's the beauty about music, is putting yourself out on the olive branch and being vulnerable, and then that's what people cling to when they hear your music or anyone's music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, but it's really nice to be able to do it with another person, you know? And then, it's not as lonely, and we have each other, and, you know, when we're traveling, and like we played South by Southwest in Austin last year, and I'm like, I don't know, doing something like that I feel like I'd be scared if I was by myself.
Because we've known people that have done it alone, and I just think like, I mean, I admire it so much, but it would be terrifying to just fly out alone to like a place you've never been in front of people, you don't know anybody, like it'd be crazy.
Not even terrifying, but even lonely sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're really like happy to have each other.
As twins, I've heard that like, I've seen documentaries and twins have, I think it was like a friend or of the families. But they were twins, but they had their own language when they were growing up. Do you have any weird kind of twinicities, I suppose you could call it?
I think, we think that we used to visit each other in dreams. Like, because we have, really faint memories. I mean, we were very small, so this could be fake news. Like, we can't be 100% sure. But
it's your news.
I don't know. We were just, like, talking about it one day, and Brianna was like, Alanna, like, do you remember when we used to, like, sit down together and we'd be like, I'll meet you in the dream?
Like, yeah, because we'd be like, my memory of this, and again, very faint, as it was like very small, was like, oh, let's meet at the blue slide in the park in the dream. And
when she said that, like, it really jogged a memory for me, and I was like...
Did you have a blue park or...
Well, like, I just think, another thing is, like, the settings of we have the same reoccurring dreams, and the settings of our dreams are really similar. Even now, like, where I'll be like, oh, we always have this dreams at the same, like, indoor water slides, and then another...
These dreams are
I know, they're...
The only dream of theme parks.
Yeah.
You should start just renting out your dreams. I'll hop in there. Fucking 50 cents. Great job.
Yeah, I know, it sounds... No, but it's like an eerie...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Stranger Things.
Yeah,
okay.
a little, like, weird.
Things.
But there's more, but, like, a lot of the times we find that they're, like, very similar settings. Like, obviously you can't be sure that they're the same, you know, because we can only describe them to each other, but...
But this strange little memory was jogged one day, and we just thought about it, and we're like, did we used to do that? Like, and honestly...
I think it's possible.
Twins are very connected, and there's a lot of strange and unknown things about the twin relationship. So it could be a thing. We could have visited each other in dreams as children.
Yeah, because I seen a documentary, and it was like nature versus nurture. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it basically had triplets, and they this was completely all an experiment, and it was horrible what they did. But anyways, they give 3 triplets that were orphans to a lower income family, a middle income family, and then a rich family. And then they studied them, and then they just figured, and then they told, I think they all met randomly. All right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is a
But
great documentary.
none of them knew that they were.
None of them knew they were triplets. They were all different families doing their own life.
Wow.
I think they went to 2 went to the same college as each other, and they were like,
crazy.
"Yo," one guy's friend, let's call him Tom. I don't know his name, but Tom was like, his friend would come up and then bump into Tom, and then he was like, "I'm not Tom. I'm actually George." Do you know what I mean? So that's how they found out. They found out in high school.
So crazy.
And it all came out anyways. They all met. Like the third one came into the picture, but they all smoked their same cigarettes. They all had the same kind of like weird mannerisms, and it was crazy. It's like a
Yeah.
really cool documentary. I'll pass it on to you.
Yeah, I would love to watch.
That's
I love
insane.
watching documentaries about twins that get reunited or triplets, anything like that.
Oh,
like
I know, yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, it just gives me
Yeah,
like
yeah.
chills, like
Even
just the
that
thought
like
of it.
Instagram algorithm with a dog meeting the guy coming home from the army. I
Oh
love that
yeah,
shit.
yeah, I know. It's like it just it just gets
right in
you.
your feels.
Well, 100%. But yeah, so the 3 triplets smoked cigarettes, and there was the same pack of cigarettes, and you have a album, I Might Start Smoking. The perfect segue.
I know that really good
really-
good one.
Grasping for straws. But it's unreal. I'm so happy that I found you, and you're here in Vancouver, and I'm here at the same time.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
Your new song, Your Type, that's out now.
Yes.
Go
Yeah.
listen to it. And the whole, they come,
looking
they
at
come
you.
after you in their dreams, I swear to God, you know. How did it all become, this is your second album, would you say?
Second full-length album.
Yeah.
We had 2 EPs, like kind of during COVID, so I don't know if that would count. So I feel like technically we've done 3 albums, because the 2
Yeah.
EPs add up to like 1 album.
Was that like
And
the very first one in 2018?
The first one was a full-length album, then we had an EP in 2020,
Yeah.
another EP in 2021.
Yeah.
And then this full-length album that just came out in 2023. So, yeah.
I did jump a little bit ahead there to your last album, but we were talking about doing gigs, and your very first gig.
Yes.
I would love to know, how did you get the name Fionn?
Well, we have a double barrel last name, so we have
Yeah.
like both of our parents' names together. So our mom's last name is Finn, and our dad's Morris, so we're Finn Morris. So then
Okay.
Finn is like Fionn. Yeah.
Right.
Like
Did you know Fionn in Irish means like white or fair hair?
I did know that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's also Fionn McCool. It's like is he a warrior. He's a warrior, right?
Yeah, I think he was. I fucking need to research
Yeah.
that shit. We're going to cancel that out of the podcast. Yeah, 100%. It's Paddy's Day next week. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. That's unreal, though. And when did you decide to crack an album then? Like, you were doing a lot of shows and
Yeah.
were you
so
writing songs at that stage?
So we started off in those early busking days. We were a country duo. And we
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did more country
Heavily
stuff.
influenced by Taylor Swift
Heavily
at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I think every young gal wanted to be a
Still
country
is,
girl
I'd say.
like
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah, I mean, still,
I mean,
that's
Yeah.
I know it's
crazy.
continued on, which is so crazy, but
But yeah, we went by Alanna and Brianna back then. And then we started going to Nashville to pursue the country music dream. And our mom would take us down, and we were members of the Nashville Songwriters Association. And we would, like, as a member, you could go, and they had, like, you know, expert songwriters that would, like, you'd go in and have a meeting with and, like, sing your song. And then they'd, like, give you advice on,
Yeah.
like, how to, like, you know.
What was the best advice that each of you individually got for writing songs?
Such a good question.
Great question. I think just like maybe making my ideas more concise. I think because when I was writing about my school crushes when I was like in 8th grade, you know, it'd be like a soliloquy of, you know, like a lot of information. You know, I had a lot to say, but it's kind of like it's important, I guess, maybe to like
In
kind
a
of
sense, less is more.
less is more, exactly. So I think less is more, and like also imagery and like little things that like because I feel like imagery is very important for people to be able to connect with lyrics, or like saying things that would be very like relatable, like setting the scene in the song. So I think those are like two of the most important things that I feel like I've carried on.
For yourself.
Yeah.
Never rhyme rain and pain.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because
rain, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Does he rhyme rain and pain? I don't know. I just remember them saying.
That's why I just jumped to that. The only one that the rain I know is going for. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because like, well, in other words, like, you know, just stay away from cliches. Okay. I think that's kind of like what they meant by that.
Yeah.
Don't use the word nice.
Yeah, that's another.
That's
Yeah,
one that they said. I mean, people still do it, but they're like never say nice.
It's just such a passive word. Like it just like basically when they're teaching you to write songs, it's like every word like especially with country songwriting, because it's so about the lyrics. It's like every word that you put in the song matters, and like you don't want to put in a meaningless word. Yeah, and take up the space. Yeah, if that makes sense. I mean, but then these are rules, but they're breakable rules, like, you know.
It's based structure, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like obviously there's exceptions to the rules for sure, but like it was kind of nice to be able to learn country songwriting first.
I can't say the word nice now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I did.
Oh
no.
You're not following the advice.
Yeah.
I'm not, apparently.
Well, like country songwriting has, and some of the best songs ever written are country songs, but like, they tell a story, and they're very structured in a way, like they follow like a really like a formula almost.
And it's all storytelling where it all starts from, right?
Yeah. So
what would be? Sorry for interrupting.
Oh,
but
that's
I was
okay.
Say, what was your favorite country song?
Oh.
That's a hard one.
That's
I don't
really,
even know like myself.
Yeah, definitely like something by the Chicks. Probably like I gotta think back now. So many good ones. I think Wide Open Spaces. It all started for me with Wide Open Spaces. Yeah, that was my favorite.
I feel like for me it'd be like do you guys know the band Perry?
Perry? No.
Oh, they're like a country band they were pretty popular around like the Taylor Swift era. They had If I Die Young, like I don't know if like great song, but they have the song called no, it's such a good one. But I feel like for me it would be If I Die Young, or they had another one called oh my gosh, All Your Life. Oh, I forgot the name of it.
I think it's All Your Life.
It's called All Your Life.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just like second guessing myself there, but that was like that's one of my favorite country songs for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would like country is your first love for music?
Well, the thing is, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, we really love like a lot of different genres. I think like when we were really, really young, our dad was actually showing us a lot of Irish music, and obviously it's different, but like the sort of rootsy element of it, I think there's like a similarity there as well. So I think that it was easy for us to kind of segue into country. Also, then with our love of Taylor Swift, you know. Yeah. So yeah.
It's easy to be inspired. Right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that as we got older, like we wanted to try new things, and I think for us, like it still always comes back to like genre. I don't know. We've bounced around genres a lot, but like a good song is a good song. And at the end of the day, like when we listen to music for like a good song.
100%.
I think for me, I was loving country until I discovered Lana Del Rey when I was 16, and then I just and I was like, I want to make music like this. Like, and it was just like this.
She's another Canadian artist, isn't she?
No, she's American.
I wish we could claim her.
I know, I do.
Yeah. Okay.
But her music was just so like dark and like cool. I was like, and had like all these like cool electric guitars, spaghetti western, and I was like, oh, like that's when I think my love of country was like that, and like Florence and the Machine, and obviously like that first Hosier album.
Oh, the first Hosier
album. They all kind of came out around the same time.
Still my favorite.
I just like I kind of got more interested. I mean, obviously as a teenager, as you get a bit older into your teens, like you feel the angst and you want like the darkness, and so we definitely kind of, I guess that's kind of how the country thing kind of died out a little bit.
And then we had a period where we really rejected country. Like we were like, oh, we don't like it, we hate it, it's, you know, it's not cool. And then I don't know, now I feel like I'm like I could do it.
It's making a massive turnaround now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I could make a country record now. Like it's funny because people would always tell us that when we were younger. They're like, you're gonna like always be changing. Like we had this one producer from our first record, the first album. She was like, you know, one day you might make a country album. And I'm like, no, Louise, it's never gonna happen.
It's like Beyonce's doing it. I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, but now I'm like, I probably would. Like, I don't know.
For sure.
Yeah, so I just think it's all about the song. It's all about the song.
So doing the country, you grew out of it, and then you, when was the deciding factor to, or was it your parents going like, if you're going to do this music thing, you have to write an album, and what was your objective going into writing your first album?
We had been writing songs already all through high school because we were just practicing a lot. Like, we didn't really have, at that time, because we didn't have like a record deal or anything, we didn't have specific intentions of making an album, but we were just like writing to practice and like to become good songwriters. Like, that was kind of always the goal. But it was in, I think, like grade 12, so like the last year of high school, that we actually started writing songs that we thought like we could put on an album and like we felt really good about. And we started sending them to a local record label, 604. And then when they decided to sign us, like, we actually already had a lot of these songs written from our like last year of high school. Nice. And so it was just kind of like an easy transition. We just immediately kind of went into like actually getting them produced, and yeah.
Oh, so sweet. So you literally were just like sending off songs and got picked up that quick.
Yeah.
What was that feeling? That must have been epic.
It was really exciting because, like, you know, that we always knew about 604 because, like, that was the label that Carly Rae Jepsen was on, and this band Mariana's Trench that is like really big in Canada that we loved when we were younger.
Okay.
So for us, it was really exciting. Like, I remember the excitement, and then also just being able to work toward an album was really, and recording for the first time and meeting all these new people.
It was a magical experience.
So life has gone from 0 to 100 very quickly as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is how it felt. Yeah.
And we just like learned a lot with that first album because we'd never done anything like that. And like our producer Louise Burns, she was just so.
The first album was Candid Constellations, right?
No, that was
That's
actually
the second one.
The first one was self-titled, so it's just
Fionn. Okay, yeah. Okay.
It was kind of like a moody Celtic rock record.
Yeah. Folk rock.
We just experimented so much. Like, I just remember one day, like, we were just like, we want a harp, and she's like, let's go rent a harp. So we just like rented a harp, a baran.
Nice.
We rented like, we used like an octave mandolin at some point. Like, just so many different days of like trying different things. It took us forever to make this record. Like, it took us like
because we
so
took
long.
it pretty slow. I think also because we didn't really know. It was our first time like getting into the world of production, and that's really different than songwriting. You know, you have to develop an ear to like know what you want in the studio. Yeah. And we didn't know, like, we'd never thought about music production before at all. So it was a lot of trial and error to kind of get things sounding how we wanted them to sound.
But such a great learning experience. I feel like that was kind of, you know, like, I feel like everybody else kind of went off to college and we just kind of went to like album
making
college, like album making school. It was great, and it was such a worthwhile experience, like so lovely.
Unreal. So it seems like you keep on changing, your style grows and your sound develops.
Yeah.
So with Canon Constellations, it's more dancey and a little poppy, isn't it?
So I would say like, okay, yeah, we did the Fionn album, then we did our album, EP, Everyone's a Critic, which was kind of like, honestly, I think Everyone's a Critic is sort of like a similar style that I Might Start Smoking. Yeah. Like, it was sort of that more indie rock vibe. But then the pandemic hit, and that was like, those were really depressing times. Yeah. And around that time, we had started working with Josh Ramsey, who produced Call Me Maybe for Carly Rae Jepsen, and he's the lead man of Mariana's Trench. Oh, right. And so that was exciting for us. And yeah, he is more of a pop producer. And so combining that with then the pandemic being so depressing, like, we were just like, let's write a pop album, because we were like, we're really just trying to like get ourselves out of this gloom, you know? Yeah. So I think that Candid Constellations was kind of like our like little escape
album. Like a little daydream.
It was a little like, escape album.
Like, if I listen back to it now, I'm like, what were we even talking about? I'm like, I think we were just daydreaming the whole time, but like, we were really just trying to channel this like kind of like, it's
escape. I don't know. We were just trying to escape.
Escapism. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's very fun. It's like the upbeat. I understand it like 100%. And even saying that it was true, like, escapism and daydreams when everyone was in this like horrible time. So so sweet.
Yeah.
No, I think I look back upon it very fondly, especially like our song Dirty Dancing that we did with Josh, because
Yeah.
it meant a lot to us, because he was kind of like one of our heroes growing up, because like we were fans of his band.
Yeah.
And then that song specifically, like that's like my favorite song on the album, and that's the one that I think once we wrote that, that's when we decided we wanted to make a pop album, because we're like, we just want to keep making songs that like could make people feel this way, like just like
kind of
kind of
fun.
songs that you could like wake up in the morning like and cook your breakfast to, and we
Yeah.
kind of like, because like at the time that's what we needed, like we needed songs that were like that. So it was a very cool experience.
Dance around the kitchen making scrambled
Exactly.
eggs.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like with that being said though, like then, I don't know, then after the pandemic, it was like, you know, okay, it was like we had to process all this, like these weird feelings from being stuck inside, and feeling a lot of hopelessness as well, because like our entire industry shut down for like 2-3 years.
Exactly.
So it was like, oh, like my dreams dying, like can I do this anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of like darkness in there as well, underlying, which I think a lot of that got put into I might start smoking. And
A little bit more, I guess.
Yeah.
Even
That
like,
anxious, you were like, give me the fucking cigarettes quick.
yeah.
like even that title is like, it sounds like a little hopeless. Like it's kind of tongue in cheek, but it's also kind of like actually I think I started writing I Might Start Smoking during the pandemic. It was like,
Oh, no way.
so that emotion, the emotion in that song is like kind of residual pandemic.
You can
emotion.
actually, in I Might Start Soaking, you can actually hear the folkiness kind of coming through too.
Cool.
I like it. I've been banging that
Ah,
out.
oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, I wrote that one as a country song when I started. Like when I started writing that song, like I wrote it just for fun. Like I wrote it
Yeah.
just like I had no idea we were even gonna record it. Like, and I was kind of doing like a little like I was kind of singing it like Willie Nelson or something. I was just like I was full on like adding a twang. Like I wrote it literally
No
just
way.
for fun. And then when I brought it to my friend, he's like, "Oh, we could like make this into a rock song," and he just changed it. Like he just added like the guitars, and then I heard it that way, and then we were able to like write the chorus.
Yeah, then we
Together.
We
And
kind
it
of
was-
all came together to sort of finish it. She started with the verses, and then
So when
Yeah.
you're writing songs, do you write separately, or would you write together, or how does an idea? Obviously, ideas are like dreams. You really don't know how to grasp it until it's right there in front of you. But where if you had to give me an answer of like where does your ideas come from, or where does the what am I even going to say here? Jesus, I'm waffling.
No, I feel like I understand.
Do you know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it's like, do you always have an objective? Okay, I'm going to write this song, and I write a story beforehand, or how do you go about doing it?
Well, we usually write separately to start
Yeah.
off with anyway, and then sometimes we'll like give each other like, I don't know, like for example, I Might Start Smoking. She wrote the verses,
Yeah.
and she was like, I don't know where to go with the chorus, and then me and our friend Max kind of like helped with the chorus. So it really depends on the song, but most of the time we start separate because we'll fight if we are writing it together just one-on-one. If we have another person, we won't, because we're like, well, we're on our best behavior. Like if we're just together, if we're together, we'll like no, like we'll just start getting argumentative. So
I think it's kind of tough as twins too, because we don't often, like people always group us together, like
Yeah.
always, which I guess it makes sense a little bit. Like we do look exactly the same, but we do have very different experiences and perspectives. So it's like nice to be able to share our own individual perspectives and ideas through songwriting. Like I think if we shared songwriting, like that would be too much.
yeah,
We
it's
share
like
everything
it
else.
can be
You
our
have a
own
little
thing.
bit of your own
Exactly.
identity.
Yeah.
Right? Has it? This is random. Has it ever happened that you've like swapped places and pretended to be each other, or anytime now?
No,
Like
no.
a driving test. I was like, that would be a perfect opportunity.
We both were bad at driving tests.
No, no. Actually, no. I got mine on my first time. She had to take like 4.
Why didn't you do it for her? And that would have been perfect.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Breaking laws there, but
No, we never did anything. I had one teacher in high school that always thought that we were doing that though. Like, and he'd be like, Alanna, and I'd respond, because the thing is, I'm used to like if somebody says Alanna, I'll respond.
You respond to your twin's name, because it's like
So many. It happens so
Yeah,
much.
happens
so
much,
often
yeah.
that of course you're gonna respond,
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
make sure that person doesn't think that you're being rude. Like, but yeah, this
Yeah,
teacher.
so
would
then he'd be
call-
like, "No, I knew it. Like, you're not Brianna." And I'm like, "No, I am. I respond to both names. It's a twin thing."
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, that's unreal. This is a random one for you. If you had any choice of any song to claim and to say that I wrote that song. So if in all music, what song would you take the rights to actually have written?
I feel like that changes for me like every so often, where like
Oh,
I'll just be
yeah.
so in love with the song, I'll be like, oh, I wish I wrote that. Honestly though, I think my number one song that I'm always like, oh, I wish I wrote that is Landslide.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I just think
That's actually a great
it's such a good song, and it's so timeless. And,
You're a mad fan of the Chicks, so.
yeah, well, Landslide I think is, well, I love the Chicks version, but that's originally Stevie Nicks.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's a Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. But the first version I ever heard was the Chicks.
I have as well, actually.
Yeah.
It's
I'm trying to think. Actually, recently there's this song that was just released by this English artist named Chloe Slater, and it's called 24 Hours, and it's such a good song. Like and I'm like that, like currently right now, like it's her first single. I'm like, how is this her first single? I'm like, I wish I wrote this. So that's probably that's probably a song I wish I wrote right now.
I have a lot of homework to go and check up after this. That's unreal. That's the best. There's actually, I will show you a tune that I like after listening to your music, and then I found this afterwards, and I'm like, this is down your alley. I think you'll like it.
Oh,
So
cool! Yeah,
of course.
Absolutely.
So let's go back into your album now. So you released 3 songs already, or 2, right?
For the new album? No, this is the first one. Yeah.
You released. I might start smoking.
That one. So that one we did.
Heard that on the radio.
Yeah, we did So we had an album version of that song, and we added more guitars and like drums to it, and like re-released it as like the rock version of the same song. So that one actually that one's been around for a while, but we just redid the vocals, like added some extra guitars and drums just for like the radio, and then that actually worked out quite well, which is
nice. So there's 2 versions of that song, but that was originally on the album I Might Start Smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was that like when you heard it on the radio for the first time?
Really surreal.
Wild. Yeah, it was wild. It was crazy. Yeah, I remember it was so weird. It came on like when I was going with my friend somewhere, and I immediately when I turned the car on, like it just started playing, and
it was like
I think she thought
perfect timing.
Yeah, and she thought that like my phone was plugged in, and I was just playing my own song in the car, and I was like, no, wait, this is the radio, like this is the radio, and then she's like, yeah, she filmed my reaction, which was very nice. But it was great.
Oh no, I have seen that actually.
Yeah, and then I just forgot how to drive, and I was like spinning the wheel, and I was just. It was great though.
No, but the first time we heard it together on the radio was in Calgary. When we were on tour in November.
Mm-hmm. So and that was crazy.
We were just driving from Edmonton to Calgary.
Yeah.
And then it played, and that was really cool too, because we were like, we weren't even in our home city.
Yeah,
to be like away from home and then like to hear it playing.
We've reached this far, you know what I mean? Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy. Like it's just like, I don't know, anytime something like that happens, or it's like even if we're playing a show and there's people that like are singing the words of the songs back to us, which has happened a few times now, and I can't compute it. Like it's so weird. I'm just like, what? Like what?
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty crazy.
But it's so nice, and like I was even thinking about like,
this is the closest thing that I could be an artist, you know what I mean? So trying to get into people's heads. What do you prefer? And obviously this is a very hard question to answer. I'm sure it all has its perks. Do you prefer the writing, the performing, and then like afterwards to like hear and see the reactions of people afterwards? That you give the experience to people in the crowd. What's the best part of it?
Ooh, that's really tough. I feel like it's kind of equal. I think it's all equal, because I feel like I know a lot of people that love writing but don't like performing, or a lot of people that love performing but don't like writing. Yeah. But I think like at least for me, I think you as well. But like I've always like had like separate passions for both. Yeah. So like I enjoy both equally. Like it's very fun being in a writing phase where we're just like cooking up new material, but then also being in like a touring kind of like constant show phase. Like both make me equally happy. And then seeing people's reactions, that's kind of just the cherry on top. Because I think like if you already have the passion for writing and performing, it's like, you know, you're still gonna have that drive no matter what the reaction is. But then, like, when people do react well, it just, like, gives you, like, a little bit of an extra boost. It's, like, it's nice.
It's that pat on the back, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a little pat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think the same?
I think I do think the same. Yeah.
you feel
I think
the same?
there is something really exciting about like when you are releasing an album and like like when we were planning the album release show for I Might Start Smoking and like everything around that time was so exciting because we'd been working on, you know, everything for so long. Because when you're making the album, it's not even just like, oh, making the songs. It's also like making the visuals, like, you know, coming up with the art.
You actually like direct and have a hand in every video that you put out as well, don't you?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah.
Sometimes a little too much. Like we did it. Like, I'm thinking because we did a music video for our song "Picnic on the Moon," and like we just had we had this idea of like actually making a picnic on the moon, but we wanted like props. Like we so we basically like got a bunch of food. We dyed a chicken blue, like a full chicken.
I feel like
blue.
you're not giving enough context.
Oh, sorry.
Let me give the context.
No chickens were hurt.
No chickens were hurt.
Making of this movie.
So no, like the concept of we wanted it to be like a fun video. The concept was that we got all of our friends to like, we were all like dressed as like, they were all dressed as aliens and they came and abducted us and took us on this mad adventure. It's all like green screen.
Was it done in Area 51? Yeah.
Yeah, I wish. See, I called them up and they were like, sorry, there's no room for you. So we had to use a green screen. But we made all of our own props. So like part of the video was we had like a little picnic in front of the green screen in this like magical place. And but like we made a bunch of like alien food. So yeah, that's what she means.
Which was very fun because it was fun getting creative with that. Like we like painted a pineapple purple and like painted like a baguette
so much
blue.
stuff.
But like oh my god, like we had
Our
all
house
these
was a
grand
mess.
ideas, but like it was insane. Like the amount of work.
Yeah.
We
Making
made a paper mache strawberry. We were doing this for weeks. It was crazy. And like got clay and just made it into little like food and like
I was like never again.
Friends. But like that was like after that we were like okay, like we love big ideas.
We have a problem here.
We have like a problem on our hands. Like that was like a month of work.
Did you keep like a hold of all the paper mache and anything?
We have the strawberry.
Yeah,
that's the only thing we kept because it was just so much stuff. Like,
Is it an actual strawberry?
no, I built it out of paper mache.
Okay, all right.
Much love and
You
care.
just have this like half gone off strawberry.
Yeah, like,
we made mushrooms as well. Like we were crazy.
I know.
We were wild and crazy. It was a lot.
But even for like more
During the
recent.
pandemic, right?
Yeah, it was kind of during the pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100% something you do.
Start making paper mache strawberries. Just going mental.
I know.
Yeah, it was like our little DIY phase. But even when we did our video for Take Me Out, which is like a more recent one, we did a lot, like with the help of our director, Matt Miller, like we did a lot of the decorating ourselves with him, like the three of us, just like the set design and stuff. Cause but which is cool. That,
So
like,
we're very like hands-on, and even for the I Might Start Smoking video that we put out recently, that was like very DIY. Like we've decorated the whole van. Like that was like my roommate's van.
That's your roommate? I have one of them vans. Yeah.
You do?
Do you?
Yeah.
They're so cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually my.
It's a Volkswagen.
Like is it the same?
That's the one that pops up.
Yeah.
It's called a Westie or Westphalia. I have like the shittier one. It's way shittier than that one. But it's a Vanagon, so it has a hard top.
Oh,
okay.
I'll be selling it if you want to buy it anytime.
Oh,
my
maybe,
gosh.
Like next week. I need to get rid of it.
You're like, I hate this thing, but you should buy
Money
it.
pit. Yeah. No, that's a wicked video.
That one
a lot
was
of fun.
Thank you.
Funny because I remember like I came up with the concept and I like every little detail. I was like, we will have a glam reaper that's gonna chase us, and then we like get out like getaway car in this van with David Bowie and John Lennon. And
Where did you record or film that? Was that on the island?
No, it was actually in
Pitt Meadows?
Pitt Meadows, yeah, in the summertime.
Yeah.
It was great, but yeah, like our director, he was like, I sent him the idea, and he's like, I don't think we can do this. He's like, I don't think we have enough budget for. I'm like, we're doing it, we're doing it. Like, and I just remember like texting my friend Luke, who played the Glam Reaper, and I was like, hey, do you want to do this? Like, play this like glamorous Grim Reaper? And he's like, oh my god, I think I have the perfect shoes for it. And he just like sends me a picture of these red boots he's wearing in the video. He already had them.
Oh
and I was
my
like,
God.
his whole costume he already owned. His
No way.
sister, like the big scythe,
shit.
had already made that for a different
He already
shoe.
had that.
It was like meant to be. Like everything was like, and then like the van, like was our roommate's
Yeah.
parents' van. Like it was like everything just kind of like came
Clicked
to us.
together.
So like technically like maybe if we had to like buy all this stuff, maybe we wouldn't have had the budget, but like it was like with the help of like all of our lovely friends, like it just managed to happen. And like
Yeah,
it was
so
crazy.
fun.
And it just all worked out and I was like, yes, like it was just so lovely. Like such a good experience.
You're moving forward. The cover of your album, how did you come up with that? Because I have a theory behind it.
Oh wait, should we?
Because you're sitting on a trolley cart. And I was like, they must have watched Carts of Darkness, the documentary. Have you seen the documentary?
Oh.
So you know Nordfan, the really, really long, is it in Nordfan?
Yeah, Northern.
Yeah. In Nordfan there's a really big long hill and all the homeless go down and get trolleys and it's like this extreme sport where they'll race the trolleys down that big hill.
Really?
North Van?
They're like homeless alcoholics, yeah.
I've never heard of that. We lived in North
Oh
Van.
my
I've
God, you need to
never
watch
heard
this
of that.
documentary. It was like told to us like the first year. We were like, oh, you're welcome to Vancouver. You need to watch this documentary. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Whoa.
The Carrots of
Carts of Darkness, yeah.
Carts of I'd love to
Wow,
see
I've
that.
not-
That's
Oh,
'cause
you
I-
definitely need to watch it. Yeah, 100%.
Like you learn something new every day. Like that's
Yeah,
crazy.
so when you're sitting on a cart, I was like, oh my God, the Carts of Darkness.
Cards of Darkness.
I love that that's what you got from it. But like,
Yeah.
you know what happened? Because like the initial idea, like all that like I knew that we wanted was like we wanted to be like in like cute like kind of girly outfits, but with kind of like the edgy makeup. Just because it's like I might start smoking, you know, like it's like so it's supposed to be like half in, half out.
Dare me
like,
to do it, like,
yeah,
yeah.
like exactly. And I like have like the bubble wand that I'm like you know, and there's like a
Yeah.
bubble coming out of it, but I'm like trying to light the bubble. It's just supposed to be like because like.
It's kind of like I might start smoking. You know what I mean? Like it's it's
Have you, since the album release,
started smoking.
Yeah.
No.
only 4-leaf clovers?
Only really.
Really close. Yeah, no, exactly. Maybe a little marijuana sometimes, but
We'll cut that out of the podcast.
we're staying away from the cigs, so we're successfully staying away from them. But yeah, but then the trolley, it was just there in the park, like, and my roommate, like, she's an amazing photographer, and she was like, I found this trolley in the park, like,
It's brilliant
what if you sat on
brilliant.
it? Like,
Yeah, and it was just funny because I remember when we took that photo, like, I don't remember what happened the night before, if it was like somebody's birthday or something, but we were honestly like really hungover.
Taking the photo?
Yeah, and because like we were like you have a deadline of like when you need to deliver the art by
Yeah.
to like Spotify and
and
stuff.
we wanted to film pictures, so we had to have time for her to like send the film in and like get it sent back. So like we had to do the shoot this specific day, and it's like we just did it at the park near our house. She's like, "There's that trolley, like sit on it." It was just so, and like
We
her
were like so hungover, we're like, okay.
her friend did the makeup, like just like in the morning, like after the party, just like did my makeup, and I was like, ah, I'm like we go to the park, sit on the trolley, like, and it just somehow it all worked out.
Wow,
but it was
sick.
like, but I kind of love like photo shoots like that because they're more like you capture more like real moments when
Yeah.
you're like not trying to be all posy and stuff.
100%,
Like yeah, but it was good. It was fun.
That's unreal. A couple of songs that isn't it Leo, where you talk about like star signs a lot, and obviously it's Leo. But are you, like, Irish people are very superstitious? Would you consider yourself superstitious? And in a lot of your songs, you reference like 444 and Leo
yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think I'm pretty superstitious.
Her
Yeah.
maybe a little more than me, but like
Yeah, I'm like
you're like a little bit more for sure.
yeah, I love that shit. I don't know, I just love that shit. Like despite the fact that we have the song Leo, we're not Leo. We're Leo rising.
Pisces?
We're Pisces,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm a water sign, and I'm like very. I just feel like, if you know, you know. Like a water sign is like I'm just like a little like, I don't know. I love those kinds of just like floaty ideas of just like
Goldfish.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're like mad for the segues. I love it.
trying
I
my
love
best.
it. But yeah, no. So I think I really like those kind of just like, oh, the universe is talking to me kind of ideas. Yeah.
Unreal. In my dreams.
Yeah,
it's Alanna. Knocking on the door. Oh my God. That's I'm joking.
But then
That's
like
so cool.
I think I'm definitely like because sometimes she'll be saying these things and I'm like, oh, Brianne, but then at the same time like I also kind of believe it, but I'm like like.
See,
Yeah,
it's
well,
kind of like,
start
fuck it,
sign.
what harm is it not believing in it? You know what I mean?
True.
See, I don't fully 100% adhere or believe in anything 100%, but I do love to just like play. I just love to play around with ideas in my mind.
Well,
Yeah.
it's definitely, you don't have magpies in Canada. This is so fucking random.
No, I don't
a
think
magpie
so.
is a crow, but it's black and white.
No,
We don't have
no.
that.
So if you see one of them, so it's like 1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for the girl, 4 for a boy. And it continues on, but I can't remember the rest of the rhyme. So if you see one, you have to salute it. You get bad luck. So if you see one, you get bad luck, so you have to break that bad luck, so you have to salute it. But if you see 2, that means you get good luck. And then if you see 3 for a girl, so I think it's if you're a dude, you see it, you're going to get with a girl. That's the way I seen it. And then if it's 4 for a boy, it's like, there's the boys. this is completely just what I think.
I love it. I love it.
Anytime that we would constantly see magpies, I'd be fucking saluting the
Yeah,
whole time. So very superstitious.
I get that though. Oh,
I do get it.
That's like me with knocking
on
I'm
wood.
sorry, I'm like terribly laughing over this. But also as well is like if you're driving your car and if you go over like train tracks, you have to put your feet up because that's good luck if you put your feet up. I know I'm like mad
And
into
you do
this
it?
shit all the time. Yeah, 100%.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love like being slightly dedicated to superstitions too. The only
Oh,
one that
yeah.
I'm dedicated to is knocking on wood. Like that's like
You
it
wouldn't do
starts-
your homework, but you'd be like fucking flat out with the magpies.
yeah, exactly. Just never. Those things will that'll stick with me now. So next time I'm in Ireland and I see
I
a
know,
magpie,
yeah.
I'm gonna be like, oh.
The next set of your movie or your video, I'll be like painting crows white and black for you.
Yeah, we can add this into. I can see this in a video
I'll
now.
trap a crow down just to paint.
Yeah, we don't have magpies here, Sean. We need you.
I know,
we
yeah,
need you.
No other reason to be on the set at all.
No, that's like, well, my roommate the other day, like, he just came into the kitchen and he was just chatting and he had an umbrella and he just opened the umbrella inside. Like,
Oh no!
I know, and I was like, and I was just sitting there like, I was like,
Unleash the beast! Yeah, Jesus Christ!
he just like opens it and I'm just sitting there like, I'm like twitching. I'm like, oh. And I didn't say anything because I'm like, oh, Brianne, like you're being irrational right now. But I'm like immediately uncomfortable. I'm like,
Yeah.
he needs to close the umbrella.
Get out of my house!
Yeah, get out of the house. The bad luck gods are coming.
Yeah,
Like,
100%. I'm actually like a mechanic by trade, and this is where it gets skewy, right? Do you know when you break a mirror, it's like 7 years bad luck?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that because I've broken so many wing mirrors. Every time I put a wing mirror onto a car, I break it. Don't believe in that one. I'll have a little, put that into a box and bury it.
very.
on the side.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't afford to believe in
If
it.
it's like 7 years bad luck, no, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck.
You know what I mean?
Too much.
I'm here for the short game. You know what I mean? Oh god. Yes. Another thing I was going to say is in the news. I've listened to the radio. Your type, right? It reminds me of what's going on with Miley Cyrus's family right now. Have you heard about what's going on in her the hot scoop?
Is that like her dad seeing like
Her,
a young woman?
No.
It's not
even,
that.
No.
even juicier than that.
Whoa.
Miley's mother was going out with an actor from like Prison Break. Do you know the older dude, the older brother? I can't remember his name. But
I don't
anyways,
think I know. No.
apparently she's married to him now, and apparently she was going out with he was going out with Miley's sister beforehand.
What?
Wait.
Yeah.
What? So
And he's 52. She's like 20 something, and then Miley's mother is like 50 odd too. Weird.
So the guy was
And
going.
he's 5'3" as well.
no way.
I swear to God.
No, he's not.
Nah, I'll tell you.
Like, this is way too relatable to my song. This is like basically what I
Then we
wrote it
woke
about.
up, right? No, but that's true. Yeah. Apparently so. So and then I was like, that's nuts. He has a type, right?
That is so weird.
Oh my
though.
god.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't like that.
I don't like it.
I don't like that. That seems like.
Oh, and Miley had like Tish is the mom, right? Tish is
Yeah.
the mother's name.
Yeah.
She got married at Miley's house, and Miley like ordered security to barricade the sister to come coming in. Apparently.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Oh, it's terrible.
I think it's kind of sad. That's like
Which sister?
is it Noah?
If
It is Noah, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, 'cause she's so
No
young.
way.
That's so
Yeah,
strange.
so crazy, right?
No, is that real?
No, I swear, yeah. Well, I heard it on the radio. I heard it on the radio. It must be real,
It
right?
has to be. If it's on the
Yeah.
radio.
Valid source. Jesus. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that song could be applicable. Then our
I
new
know,
song
yeah.
it could be applicable to that.
He has a type.
He has a. That's so. Like.
Jesus.
That's crazy. Man, they live different lives in Hollywood.
So nuttier the squirrel shit,
It's
some might
so
say.
sad.
You know? Yeah, fact.
It's a different world out there.
I love Goldfish.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
And another one that stands out as well is the very last song. I really, really like
I'll
it.
meet you in the next life.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that song. That's
Chasers Chasing.
yours.
Yeah.
It's so great.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Huh.
No, honest to God, yeah. I am so happy we got the chance to sit down. What's next for you?
What's next? Well, we're in the process of making another album right now.
Yeah.
And we'll probably just be releasing singles for a while, and then maybe I don't know. I don't want to set a date yet because we're still in the writing stages
Very
for the
much in
album, but
creative
yeah,
flow
like
right now. Yeah.
that we're working towards that,
No,
and
great.
then hopefully a tour in the summer is what we're hoping for. So, kind of planning that right now. Yeah.
Oh, are you going to release it while you're going touring, or you're going to still just keep touring?
I want to tour nonetheless because I just think it's just a really good
You
way
get like
to.
itchy feet if you don't, right?
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of. I just want to be out playing and connecting with people, and I just think, hopefully we can tour around the time that we release the album as well. But nonetheless, I do want to tour in
Yeah.
the summer. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
One more question. What's the last search on your Spotify for music? Okay, can you remember? You're probably the Chicks, right?
No, I think I'm the Cranberries actually.
No way.
Yeah.
That was your last search?
Yeah.
I feel like mine was this band Squirrel Flower, and it was like
That's a great
Squirrel Flower
band
is such a
name.
good name, but they did a cover of So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings by Caroline Polachek.
I don't know that.
Oh, it's such a good
Oh, you
song.
have
But
to
this
listen.
cover, like, 'cause I was obsessed with that song.
Send
like,
me
a couple
all of
years
these
ago.
on, please. as
Yeah,
well, yeah.
definitely. But this cover is like, it just gives the song a whole new life and like meaning to the lyrics. I don't know, it's very cool. So I was obsessed with it before, and now I'm obsessed with it again. And yeah, that was the last thing I looked up.
Epic. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Your social media and so yeah, look out for you in the future, I suppose, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Summer tour.
Summer tour, yes.
Yeah. What's the objective for, or have you any idea for going into what you're writing now, as well?
We're just playing it by ear, just as
Yeah.
the experiences come. At least that's what I'm doing.
As the experiences
making-
come, the songs come,
Okay.
and yeah, that's okay.
Can
Yes,
we get your social medias, please?
yeah. You can follow us on TikTok at Fionn Band, Instagram at Fionn Band, anywhere else just Fionn. Yeah.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.